Let me show you what the problem is. Here we go. Right here. See the screen? My hammer and screwdriver I've already got this bottom molding loose. See here? I've got it loose, not off entirely. I have to take that out in order to get the rest of the screen out. And the same thing, I'm going to have to come out all along here. And these two boards in here, and this one here, because it's come out there too. So I need to replace all this part. And I think what I'm going to do is I have screen. I mean, this part of it was not touched. You can see how the dog tore this one up. So I have this screen, and over here, right there at that gate, right there at the arbor, I've got a roll of hardware cloth. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of this hardware cloth and put that over the screen. So the hardware cloth will be toward the inside. The screen will be toward the outside. And that way when the dog is inside scratching on the door, he's not going to be pushing directly up against the screen, but against the hardware cloth instead. And I hope that's going to help. Still be able to see through it. Oh, and another thing that I'm going to do, I've got some more of the lattice. So on the door here, I'm going to put vertical pieces along here, 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 three or four. I haven't decided whether it's going to be 3 or 4. And another attempt to keep him out, or keep him in. I guess I should say, not out. But I wanted to show you the beginning part of this, and then you can see it as I go along. Yeah, step here and there, and get this finished and back on the door, so the dog doesn't run out and I don't have to chase him again. Okay guys, I've got a chisel and a hammer, and I'm just pounding through here, trying not to break this wood. I want to reuse this piece of molding. Back in from the other way, maybe. Yeah, you know what? Let's see, here's the hammer. I can just pull the nails out like this. There we go. That works. They're bent. I'm gonna have to get different nails. It'd be nice if I could just reuse the same nails, wouldn't it? But that's not gonna happen. Those are just little bitty tacks. I think I'll be able to. I don't have a nail puller. All I have is the hammer. But yeah, as thin as this wood is, or the door is, I can't use very long nails. Uh-oh, the eye of that, look, this just pulled right off. Nails are pulled out with that. There's one here that I can pull out. And I'm just going to do the same thing all the way around the frame. I don't know if anybody doesn't know this, but there's a hook right here where the spring attaches, and it's hard to, I could get it out like that, but the easiest way is to use the claw on your hammer and put it in here like this, and then just twist the hammer around. I'm sure most of you already know that, but if you don't, that's a quick tip. It's a lot easier, and the leverage from the end of the hammer makes it a lot easier to unscrew. Now I'm going to leave it most of the way in, so I know where to know what direction I want to put this back in. The first time I put this on, when I replaced this a couple of weeks ago, I put it on backwards and had to drill another hole for that screw. I'll take this piece out. This is just easy. It's just a matter of pulling out the nails. And once I get the nails pulled out, I will be able to take all these pieces off and then just lay another piece of screen in here, screw and hammer these back in, and it'll be done. It's really, really easy. I mean, there's no reason to hire anybody. I'm an old lady. Come on. I can do this. You can do this. Anybody can do this, right? Okay. Okay, y'all, what I think I'm gonna do, I decided to go the other way. If I turned this crossways, it would just barely fit in here. And I think I'm gonna have to trim some off of this, but I think it'll be more secure if I leave a little bit more of a gap. And you know, I don't care if it's pretty. The main thing I want to do, see, this is going to hang out just a little bit underneath the molding. But what I'm going to, and the same thing over here on this side too, but I'm just going to tack this in just a little bit. Just put a nail in here, just a little finishing nail. I have my hammer. A little bit of a, just to hold it in place. I only have knee. And I'm going to pull this tight over here on this side. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is pull this tight on here to see how high I want it to come. And I think I want it to come all the way right up. I'm handing the weight. I want it to come all the way right up to the bottom of this molding right here, where the other one will cover it. First of all, I'm going to make a cut right here. I want this screen to be. And that'll give me something that I can tuck under the molding. That's pretty tight. That's good. That's going to work. So I've got that in place and it's level. I'll go ahead and put a little nail right in here. Okay, that's holding it tight in from there to there. Now all I need to do is go around to the other side and hold that corner down, and then I can cut it, finish cutting it all the way. The chickens are right here with me, so don't be surprised if you hear crowing. I'm going to pull this. Over to here, pull it tight, like so. While I'm pulling it tight, I'm gonna stick a nail in here, just to hold it down. Oh no! The nails just fell over. I should have known better. I should have known better. Will actually be enough nails here because I'm going to be putting the hardware cloth on top of it. But I think what I'm going to use for the hardware cloth instead of nails, because it's got, you know, larger openings, I'm going to use some they're not tacks, what are they called? Staples. But the hammer-in kind of staples, not the kind that you use a staple gun. You can see these, see those are the little staples that I'm talking about. I'm actually going to hammer them in. They're about the size of what a staple and a staple gun would be, except you have to use a hammer, which is okay. Okay, now it looks like this hardware cloth is just going to be just pretty much exactly the size that I need it to be. We don't want another accident with stuff falling on the ground, do we? Is it going to work? Oh, just, no, it's not going to be wide enough. Oh, but it will be. I think it would. Okay, I know what I can do. It's going to be fine. Because I don't need it all the way to the top. All I need is just this bottom part. And that's going to work. That'll be fine. It's poking through the wire, poking through the screen, which is Not good. There we go. You know, I think Martha Stewart started something. She talked about something being a good thing. Every time I think about, well, that's not a good thing, I think about Martha Stewart. And we were probably saying that before she kind of coined that term, and then she took that on as her own. Okay, I'm just gonna cut right between here. If you don't have any tin snips, that's what these are. This is just one style, and I actually have two, but I couldn't find the other one. This kind is easier for me to work. It cuts very much like, well, not even scissors. The blade runs along this way, the bottom, and then it cuts down on it. So it's easy to run this along the bottom edge of whatever you're cutting, and then it just cuts down from the top. And it's not hard. Now I guess with heavier gauge wire it would be, but this is working just fine. I should have on gloves because I'm working with this wire. You know, I think I'm gonna go put gloves on. Be right back. My fancy pink leather gloves. These are John Deere. Got them at Tractor Supply. They were not in the section with all the men's gloves, all the leather gloves, but these are in the gardening section. If any ladies want some pretty pink leather gloves, the top of them is a nylon fabric of some kind, but the bottom, the palms are leather, and I wear them all the time. In fact, they were right by the back door. I knew exactly where to look for them. I was watching Danny King this morning, Deep South Homestead. He was demonstrating how to join wire panels when he was putting up his fence. And he reminded people that when you're working with wire like that, you need to be wearing gloves, because if the wire gets away from you, it can really cut you. So that's why I went back inside and put on my gloves, because I remembered what Danny had said, and he was right. I feel much safer, and these ends are not poking into me when I'm holding on to this. So this is a lot better idea. Here we go. Whoops. This is going to go down. That's going to be perfect. That's exactly the right length. Just put a couple of them, 2 or 3 in my hand. Put it back down. Because when I start hammering the stuff, it's just going to bounce all over the place and fall on the ground again. As I was saying, I'm very, very glad that Danny demonstrated how to join the fence panels. Not fence panels, but pieces, wire fencing, because I may just run out of wire before I finish fencing this backyard. And I'll have to do just exactly what he did. So sometimes you learn things at just the right time. And I'm almost there. This is my dog barking. Well, I guess it's kind of obvious. Not the neighbor's dog. My 4-month-old puppy who is already right at 40 pounds. He's going to be a big dog. And the reason why I am doing what I'm doing right now is because that little puppy didn't say little. Here we go. Try to get the bend out of it. Now, start over again. So this I'm going to put down to here, and it's going to come there, a little bit farther, like so. It's going to work just like that. And I'm going to use my needle nose pliers and one of the staples, and that That way I can hold the staple with the pliers and not worry about smashing my fingers. And put one anywhere. Right there's a good spot. Alrighty. Woohoo! Woohoo! Okay, I found this. That's exactly what we need, and it's the same thing as it was on it before. So the first thing I need to do, I'm not putting it all the way up to there. I'm going to put it to there. So what I'm going to do first of all is put down that piece of molding right here. And put this back in place. And that's going to go. It's going to go right here. Now the next thing I need to do is put this piece of molding here, and after that then I'll cut these. I'll need to take this table down first, measure it, and I don't have a pencil to mark it with. But I came prepared, I guess not. Okay, now look at that. Okay, the next thing, this piece of molding that's broken, then I'll be able to come back with some wood putty and fill in that hole, and that'll be fine. That won't be a problem at all. Another piece of broken molding right here. I'm going to do the same thing. Just like that. And then the molding is going to go across the bottom. But before I do that, I need to measure the length of these boards that are going to go here. So we've got 3 boards in place, but we've actually got 4 spaces. So we need to measure this distance by 4, and that'll give us the center point of each of these boards. You think about, you think, well, you're putting three into place. Well, that's right, but there's 4 spaces between those 3. So we've got 27 inches, or well, it's actually 26 3/4 inches. The carpenter's paper, 27. 6 times 4 is 24, and 3/4. So 6 3/4 between each one. So where's my mark? One mark right here. So what I did is I cut these too short. But what I'm going to do is I will put the molding that had been down here, put that up here, and then I'm going to put this piece down at the bottom, and that's going to work. Maybe not perfect, or maybe what I should do is cut another one of these pieces. But I think that's what I'm going to do. That way I can cut it all the way off, and I can cut it flush with both ends of this molding, and then that'll look good. And nobody will know the difference. That's going to be perfect. Work with what you got. I did not want to go back to the hardware store and spend another $4 or something for a piece of wood that I could work around, make it a workaround. You know what workarounds are? A workaround is when you make a mistake and you work with what you've done and make it work. Y'all, I wanted to show you this. I finished this last night or yesterday afternoon. My battery went dead on the camera, so I wasn't able to show you. So there's the door that I finished yesterday. And it worked. It's not great, it's not perfect, but you know, it's gonna work. Look at this, I need to paint it. Show you some of the things that I ended up doing. I left this out last night, should not have. Okay, now I remember why I left that saw right there. I had turned over these staples and I wanted to mark the place where they were, and I knew it wasn't gonna rain, so I left it out. Anyway, let me show you what I did. Right here, you see the molding on the side? Round, all the way around the edges. Well, let me see up there. And here. Well, this molding, this little molding right in here belonged at the bottom. But I ended up cutting these pieces of lattice just a tiny bit, a quarter of an inch too short, maybe a half inch too short. Don't know how that happened. I measured pretty well, I thought. You know, measure twice, cut once. Well, I only measured once. I should have measured twice. Anyway, what I did, I put the molding that was supposed to be at the bottom, which was half the width, or less than half the width of the lattice strips, up here at the top, and then that made those lattice strips long enough to go all the way to the bottom and hammer in at both ends. And then I cut a second piece of lattice across the bottom. I'll paint them white, it's gonna be fine. There it is, so I'm done with that. And hang it back up today and get that painted. It's not gonna take very much. I'll just use some of my craft paint. So that's it for today, at least for right now. Finishing the door.